So one of the biggest questions that I get asked from pupils is what starts the takeaway? What starts the swing off? Is it the arms or is it the hips? So in this video here, we're going to cover that topic and give you guys some idea of what is actually starting the swing off and some drills to help you do that in the correct manner. So just before we jump into the video, if you haven't subscribed and you're enjoying the content I'm putting out there, then please consider doing so. Hit that logo in the bottom right hand corner of the screen, MNG. Hit the bell icon to get notifications of any future videos that land on my channel. You'll be one of the very first ones to watch it. Also hook up on my social media platforms, both Twitter and Instagram, and both handles there are at MN Golf Coach. Okay, so the takeaway from the ball, the very first movement we make in the golf swing is sometimes the most difficult movement to make for a lot of golfers. And there's a lot of theories out there, you know, what is actually happening first. There's a lot of confusion from a lot of pupils that I see, but just sort of golfers in general, in terms of what is actually starting the backswing. Is it the arms or is it the hips and the rotation? So we're going to cover that aspect today. So really what I tend to see a lot of golfers do, if I stand this way to you, a lot of golfers get very sort of disconnected, and you can see these arms sort of flail out, a lot of sort of angles thrown into the swing. Sometimes see a lot of golfers sort of pull the club very quickly on the inside and very much around the sort of body, and that really gets the swing off on a bad foot really. And obviously then through the swing there's sort of other compensations need to be in there to try and get a delivery that's fairly sort of square to the target as you're coming back through, which is sometimes difficult to do and difficult to repeat. So starting that swing off, for me, it's very much a sort of upper body and arm movement. So it's that connection with the arms and that torso, moving that club weight in that sort of more that one piece movement, just that initial first few feet from the golf ball. So very much more stable with the hips. We don't want to get too much hip rotation early in the swing. So a good way to sort of picture it is like that triangle that we have across our shoulders, down our arms, obviously to the hands, and that sort of club sort of splits that triangle in a way, and we're just trying to keep that position in that first section here. So just as the hands get to that sort of right thigh area, very much that one piece. So we're not having those arms in there. We're not having a lot of hip rotation. You can see it puts a lot of twist in the body. We're literally going to feel like we can maintain that triangle as the hands get past that trail thigh, and then from there the hinge starts, and then after that the sort of hip rotation then kicks in the sort of second phase of that backswing in a way. But that very first sort of movement definitely wants to be more of that upper body and the arms, the torso, moving the club away together as one unit. So a couple little drills for you to help you to do this when you're on the range or in the practice area. A couple alignment sticks, most of us have these and very useful, so if you haven't got any, it's worth getting these for a lot of different things we use in the golf swing in terms of practicing. And the first one I'm going to use is, I've used this one before in maybe a video you might have seen, but it's a really good one just to get a feel here. So tuck sort of the stick under each armpit, okay, and obviously cross them over in front of you, and as best you can here, try and get a hold on the handle. It is a little bit tricky just to get you in that sort of first position there, but get yourself into that sort of hold on the club, and you might not get your grip perfect because of the way the sticks come in, but basically what it does, it helps you to hold that triangle. So you'll see your elbows just tuck onto that stick as you get into your setup position, so creating that triangle, and then as you move the club away, it's very difficult to do anything apart from keep that connection between these arms and that torso as you just move that away. Really gives you a good feel of having a one piece movement there. Very difficult to get your wrists in because obviously these sticks are wedged under your armpit. So that's a really good sort of good movement to do. If I do it this angle for you here, again you can see the sticks working through my arms. I'm just going to move it away to that first stage. That's as far as you can go with this drill, but it just gives you that really good feel of how that club sort of moves away, keeping that sort of connection. Another good drill, again with an alignment stick, but maybe just one stick this time, is placing it underneath the club. Okay, so down the back of the shaft, back of the grip. Take your grip there, so you're just wedging that stick just under your hands there, so you're working in position, but you've got an excess of that alignment stick that's maybe just going to come short of your mid-drift. Okay, you could actually even put it into your mid-drift there and just sort of wedge it in there, and again that connection into your torso, you can get the arms to move together, because if I start that with my wrist, you'll see that stick separates from my body. Again, if I maybe do it this way, working it together there, you get that nice one piece connection. The club moves nicely away from the golf ball. If I start disconnecting or getting a little bit active with the wrist to start off with, you can see that separates. Okay, so going back to that Is it the arms, is it hips? Definitely for me it's the arms and the upper body that starts it. If we sort of see the hips moving in quite early, what we tend to see happen is obviously more hip rotation. That right hip, that trail hip sort of gets behind quite early. That opens up room and we tend to see the club work into that position. So if you ever see any video footage of your swing and you maybe see that club work around you quite aggressively or quite quickly, then maybe you're just working those hips a bit too prominent there in terms of that takeaway. So if you get a bit active with the hips there, it tends to turn everything around your body, tend to get a little bit more buckled in the legs through that backswing, and very difficult to get that transition back into that golf ball. So a couple of really sort of simple drills there. It's really good to get your swing off to a good movement, a good direction, a neutral sort of takeaway. It does help massively what is going to happen then throughout the whole swing. So get your swing off to a really good start. Use those drills, take that to the range, have a work on it. Let me know your comments on that particular movement. You know, how do you feel you take the club away? What are your thoughts? What are your feels? Are you one that maybe gets a bit too active with the body, flipping it inside? Love to know, hear your thoughts really, and your maybe ways of you take the club away from the golf ball. So do comment down below. Okay guys, thanks very much for watching, appreciate it as always. I'm offering online lessons for many of you guys, so a lot of you guys are hooking up and taking advantage of my online lessons, helping a lot of golfers across the world, which is great. Love to help you guys as much as possible. So all the details in the description down below, link in there to a video that shows a little bit of the process of online lessons, so go and have a little look at that if you're interested in that. Hopefully it can help your games. If not, hopefully we'll catch up with you all very soon.